live. Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Clutch Crypto. I'm back from Mexico, baby, and I'm ready to dive right into these charts. So, B. Wellington, let's see what we got.
Okay, well, this is the conversation that we were having before, but look. So that this is our daily chart. This is the chart that we've all. You can see the screen, right?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Okay, so we have, all this was when we look at this right here. And I mean, I'll say this now, and it may be different depending on what happens here. But we got this move out. I mean, this was all, in my opinion, part of, kind of a bull trap to get folks on board. You had a couple of these, green vector candles that came out.
Are we looking at this move that we went all the way down and now we're slightly starting to rebound a little bit?
I mean, we're starting to slightly rebound, but yeah. I mean, you know how it works. We get down into this area, we'll be able to see it on smaller time frames a little bit better. But we came all the way up into this channel, bounced off of it, broke down through the 200, came back up, rejected off the 200 and the 50 again. So we've got this bottom channel line that we drew a while ago. We also have a vector candle in here to come back and retrieve. We also have a vector candle here. I mean, let's not.
We're supposed to be looking at exo charts, right?
No. Are you looking at exo charts?
Yeah, I'm looking at exo charts. I'm like, that's why I'm like, hey man, I'm following with what you're saying here.
Let me see here.
And it was cool because you were moving your mouse in like all the right areas too. It was also leading me to believe that's what we were doing.
Okay, how about now? What do you see?
Nothing at this point. Just wait.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I see. Trading viewer. Okay. All right. Oh, dude, that pinned your line perfectly. Yep. Here we go. Our morning slew of issues. Okay. Here we go. All right. Yeah.
So we're in trading view.
Yeah. That was perfect.
All right.
Perfecto.
So again, we bounced off of here. We come back into this channel. We've rejected off the 200, rejected off the 50. We've come back and touched that channel. I suspect that we'll probably come back and test this line a little bit more. But we're right in line with where we're supposed to be according to this. We do have some vector candles below us as well. So still from the move that came, and this is on the daily. So we still have these vectors, and we still have this imbalance relative to this wick. So, so there's a couple of schools of thought around what could happen next. So if you are if you want to say this is a, what you would call a W pattern, right here, right, that's kind of formed. We can't came back up, retrace down to these levels, and, the person that believes in that philosophy will say that from here
we have a level one breakout.
We have a level one breakout, correct? And so we'll have to look at the daily, because what you would want to see are things like we saw here, which is a lot of volume that's coming in, and some vector candles that are coming in to come back up and challenge the top of this channel again. Personally, do I think that's going to happen? That's not my opinion, just because we have all of these different vector candles that are here, and we have these imbalances, and the macro environment is just not, I don't believe it's where it should be.
Can you just be honest with us for a second? That was a great technical analysis on why you think we're not going to keep going down, but let's just be honest.
We think we're going to go down.
You're a short guy.
I'm a short guy.
You are a bear. Do it. Give us your best. Give us your best bear. Do it. Come on. For the viewers. For the zero viewers at home that we have. Then what's the problem? Just do it.
Look,
come on.
Here we go. We're going, so we're hitting this channel. We've tested it once, right? So we've taken I believe we've taken a lot of longs here, and we've closed some shorts that's in this area. I mean, even if we look at exo charts, which we were looking at before,
You're supposed to
you know,
be
you've
looking
got a
at
lot
this
of,
now, right?
yeah, a lot of bid ask here. So you got a lot of bids that have come in. So you got a lot of volume. So these are either folks that are buying or folks that are closing out old shorts, which could be a little bit of mixture of both. And we can probably look at high block and kind of tell you some of that, you know, as well. Um, you know, we're pretty much we've had a bunch of longs. Obviously, these longs have closed because we've had this dip, and you've had a lot of shorts that have increased over that period of time as well. So just going back in some of the smaller time frames, you know, we'll just kind of hit the hourly here. You can get to it.
Did we pumped first part of last week, right?
You know, we pumped,
But not much.
you know, you're not much, you know, and it's one of those deals that, you know, if we're talking about New York session, you know, they kind of brought it down in the European session and pumped it during the US session, and we basically went nowhere. Kind of one of those deals. So if you look at it in the hourly, we can see that we broke this last low that we had, and we're kind of moving back up to it. We came down. This is a line for a vector candle as well. Here is the trend line that we drew. So it came down and basically touched it perfectly. We're also in the low ADR. So this would have been a good long to take just based upon.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Unfortunately, it happened in the middle of the night. But you know, below the, you know, kind of hitting that ADR, hitting a trend line, hitting an area where trap traders can come out of it. So I think all of this has been just a reaction to that. And so we'll stabilize based upon all that buying, and probably continue to come back down, or we could pump just to get some of the shorts cleared. Because I think if we look at things like, you know, we looked at exo charts, but if we look at the funding rates all around this, basically, you know, most of the positions out there are going to be, you know, somewhat on the
short side. Yeah, they want to squeeze those motherfuckers out. I wouldn't be surprised if we visit the daily open again today.
I mean, I think we will visit. I mean, we always kind of come back to the daily open,
Oh,
right? I mean,
something I forgot. I didn't mention, but we have, you know, I'm a CME guy. We have a CME of 29.57 that has to close, or that should technically close this week, which puts you right above the daily open. But
I mean, we always.
That actually takes you right back to the POC that you have here on your screen.
Yeah, I mean, it's very much likely that we get back up there. I mean, this dip is we're clearing out, right? And this is a clear out. And the shorts have effectively built. And so I think we'll continue to see some move to the upside, like you said, around that daily open. We also have the pivot point here. We also have, you know, CME. It'd be, you know, we'd be coming back up into the 50s, so the mean reversion back up. So everything kind of says, you know, if we get any type of, I mean, what we may do in this session, but I don't think we will, is we will come back up, maybe come back down a bit, you know, for a false move Monday, and then make our way back up here during the week.
Well, hold on.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and then
let's talk about this for a minute. So, you know, traditionally, I guess, and statistically, we've been in the move that the real moves for the first part of the week are moves up, and you're going to see moves down sort of at the end of the week, and we've been continuously in this cycle. False move meaning that, you know, you would want to see a lot of downward action, you know, up front to follow the trend. Well, what was the percentage drop that we had last night? Are we back to seeing those type of percentage movements like we were seeing last year, where we're seeing, you know, 5 or 6% moves, and, you know, and like Sunday night, just like what we saw? I mean, we saw a significant move that happened last night. I mean, that big short, I mean, could absolutely have been the false move.
Yeah, I mean, the false moves generally happen in the New York session. I'll probably, I'll say that. I mean, New York, Asia, as far as how they're setting up things, you've got to, we're moving into this trend line. Of course, you're going to have a lot of buying into this trend line. And even if you look at it, I mean, this is on the 2 minute, but we touched it, came back, touched it again. For scalpers, they're going to take that long. Obviously, folks are going long on this move here, so it just kind of depends on if you know they're going to continue to take out some of these longs, but I imagine that we'll probably at some point, right? So if we're early part of the week and we're moving back up and people have bought the dip here, and we're going to take out some of these shorts that have come about. I think we'll challenge, this other peak here that you were talking about, which is a lot of confluence for that to go up, and then we also have shorts. So this would be a natural short squeeze that could happen in the near term, which if it happens today would consider to be the false move. And if it continue to move up, potentially you could have some folks that have reverse position and got into longs. And I'll go back to this. I mean, we're talking about movements within the chart. We also have a macro environment that's just not favorable, but all the sentiment is bear, right? So if you look at all the sentiment that's out there, it's all bear sentiment, which the way that we trade says that probably it's going to go, that's going to go up, right? So whatever the majority of the people think, and here we go, we
Yeah.
got somewhat of a
Yeah.
pump.
I mean, I'm about to jump in along right now.
So we've got some pumps going on. We just opened on the future side. This is on a lower time frame, but here we go, headed back up to the daily open. We've got to get past the 800. Of course, this is a 2 minute chart, so it's a very low time frame. But it looks like we're going to head back up to that 2950 area daily open. Wouldn't surprise me a bit in order to get up there. This is a fast move, though. This is a vector candle, so we got to be careful with that as well.
Very fast move.
Very fast move. So just to kind of move through what we're doing, here is the funding rates, which we looked at, which are negative across the board, which would indicate that most positions are short on the different exchanges. That the sentiment is short, I should say. If we look at open interest, 7.5 billion. That's still not that low. Because we've been hanging out in the 7.2 to 7.8 billion dollars relative to perpetual future OI, and so the OI hasn't gone anywhere from that perspective, but it's really not building, which could be a concern as well. We can pull up the TPL real quick. Then we look at XO charts. Merge. Let's do the last 24 hours together. So if we look at the last 24, we are in the value, what they call the value range, or the value area range here, and we do have POC to the upside at that 29.47, which you mentioned before. So I would imagine that we move up to that 29.52 area. Before it's all said and done, with everything looking like it's looking, just to kind of wrap things up. Today we don't really have any news that comes out, but Tuesday we've got durable goods orders, core capital equipment, S&P Case-Shiller. I'm just reading. Consumer confidence index is just going to be important. New home sales are just going to be important. Advanced report on international trade. That should be an interesting, given all the supply issues that we have. And then we also have jobless claims coming out on Thursday. So this is a week that has some news coming out. So I'll anticipate that we have some pretty good action later on in the week. If we look at, let me refresh this. It is open now. We've got NASDAQ, S&P, and the Dow. Dow's taking a hit a little bit more than others. But, what's positive, you want to say moving forward, what's positive is that oil is down. Gold is down as well. So, with everything down, it's kind of where's the money going, right? I imagine if we looked at a dollar chart or maybe a currency chart, we could see that, maybe folks are going to cash from a rotation standpoint. We probably need to get some more information and determine that. But, that's all I got
It's all red.
for things on my end. So let's see what we got.
Let's check it out.
Let's check it out.
Let's check it out. Let's see what's going on. What's going on? Can you see my screen?
I can't see your screen
I
now.
have no idea when the last time that was refreshed. Hold on. I'm going to take care of this real quick. We're back on the Nebuchadnezzar, so having this populate quickly will not be a problem. Dude, last week when we tried to do that show, and my computer was just so slow. Whoa! Huh?
You're on your laptop.
Yeah, I know. Alright, hey guys, this is ETH Binance chart. This is the liquidation chart on High Block Capital, something that we like to look at every single day. And let me tell you guys, look at all of this that got built up over the weekend. What's your guess? What do you think this number is? I'm going to go with negative 4.8 billion.
Could you just close your eyes and think?
Yeah.
I haven't seen
Oh, look at that. I'm getting good at this. 4 point, no, seriously, I didn't see that while ago. Anyway, negative 4.8 billion. So normally between negative 4 and negative 6 is typically when we start seeing reversal. That's about the max stretch out that they typically do. And then if we zoom in here real quick, we have a really nice long liquidation that has popped up. This guy is at 28.67 and it's $45 million worth of liquidation. Which is right here in the area that we're currently in. So do not be surprised one bit if we come back down here and grab this. However, as you can see, we have a lot of these same liquidations on the same price area as far as how big they are. All the way up into the 29.73 range, which is right in the area that we were just talking about us getting back to. But what's really important to remember, if we break above this 29.60 area, we're going to have a new high. So that may be a good indication that we will continue to see some price movement to the upside early in this week, and that the false move that we were speaking about very well could have been last night. Again, we're just going to have to kind of see what happens and see how this plays out. There's a lot of longs that just formed with this little pump, so I'm not going to be surprised if we have a decent pullback back down at least into this range, maybe into this range, maybe kind of even get down in here. And again, hey man, we can definitely keep dropping down and go to new lower lows, because right now we created a new lower low last night. So continuing to the downside and just this little squeeze to squeeze out the shorts so they can keep moving down. That's something that's very possible. So just going to have to kind of keep our eyes out to see what happens. Let's see if everything I just said goes in line on Bookmap. This is Bookmap. This is what we use every day. As you can see, loading some data right here. Here we go. So as you can see, we got down here into this range last night. Maybe. This takes so much data, it's crazy. So slow. Maybe. Okay, cool. So as you can see, we bottomed out down here last night, ranged in here a bit. You can see orders really started to come in, they really started working the range. We've come up here. We've got this little high peak that we shot up to just under 28.90 a while ago. Hey, remember that nice long liquidation I was just talking about in the 28.60 area?
Yeah.
Look what's happening.
Oh.
We're going down there to get that. Like I muted myself out on purpose.
Oh, so you want to? You didn't want to say big?
Yeah, so with that being said, coming back down to the VWAP area, kind of, that's kind of makes sense to me. That'd be the 2850 area, and then seeing what happens if we either bounce or if we bounce around and end up going through it. Cumulative volume deltas continuing. It got down here to the negative 50 range. As you can see, it's slowly starting to side its way upward. However, we do have a lot of orders down here on the downside. So I think, here in the short term, we're going to see a price movement down into those heavy areas like we spoke about, which would be this 2867 and possibly this 2838. So we'll check and see if we got orders in there. So we have orders for this one. We don't have any orders for the 38 right now, so that may not be something that's going to be coming into effect anytime soon. Again, we're just going to have to kind of keep our eyes open and pay attention to what's going on here. Other than that, that's about all I have for the day. Pay attention to 2750, nice stack of orders there, and 2700. As far as the upside goes, there's not a whole lot. So if you're getting along, you're going to be going long, be careful. That's all we have for today for the show. And we will be back same time, same place tomorrow, 8:15 Central Standard Time. And yes, we are back. I do apologize for the technical difficulties that we experienced last